Hi, Mr. Ed Wellinton. My name is Alex, and this is my video response to atheism, the anti-religion religion. Um, all I'm really gonna do in this video is just bring up arguments and disprove some of your arguments. And yeah, let's get started.
Atheists oppose all religions and all gods.
Well, for starters, we don't oppose all gods because we don't believe in gods, because atheism is simply that. Not believing in a god, so we cannot oppose somebody who does not exist or something that does not exist.
They do this by faith because they cannot prove the non-existence of any or all deities represented by the religions of the world.
You're right, no one can prove that there is no god, but that, however, is not a reason to believe that there is a god. Simply because you can't prove a negative, which is impossible, isn't reason to believe in something. For example, if I told you there is an invisible and immaterial frog in this box, and you told me to prove it, and I told you to prove that there is not one, you could not. Even if you opened it, I could simply say it's immaterial. You could not prove, however, that there is no frog in that box. That doesn't make it true that there is an invisible and immaterial frog, though. And the same thing applies to God.
In dismissing all deities, atheists leave themselves without a creator and are left to believe by faith the universe and all life in it created and designed itself. And since the present doctrines that supposedly explain the creation of the universe and life in it can never be proven,
The Big Bang Theory has provided evidence to show that the universe expanded from singularity, and that's why it is a theory. The theory is something that explains something in the natural world, and that is what the Big Bang is. Creationism, or believing that a god created the universe, is not a theory.
atheists are left to believe those doctrines by faith.
We do not believe these doctrines by faith, because faith by definition is to believe something without evidence, and these doctrines are supported by evidence.
Most atheists also believe by faith that brainless evolution designed the brilliant-minded functionality of over 1 million life forms on the planet Earth. We know that is a lie.
Theory of evolution is a theory, and because it is a theory, it's kind of, I'm just going to go over the same thing again. A theory is supported by a large body of evidence, and it's gone through lots of tests, and it's been proven to be right. Just a simple example of evolution is the flu virus. The flu virus gets stronger every year, and because of that, we need a new flu vaccine every year. If the flu virus did not evolve, then we would just need the flu virus shot once in our lifetime, and we'd be done with it, but that's not the case. That's why every year we have a new flu vaccination.
We should take atheists seriously.
I'm going to infer you mean you should take atheists seriously as a threat of some sort, but I'm not sure why you'd say that when only 5% of America identifies itself as atheist. I'm sure there's more atheists than that in America, because 20% of America has no religious affiliation, but yeah. We're not really violent people. I mean, in prison, you find the statistics, I think it's like only 2% of prison inmates are atheist. The rest of them have some sort of theistic affiliation. So yeah, if anything, be careful of theists.
Atheism is anti-religion religion. Atheists have their priesthood of unholy men who preach hate God and hate your neighbor as much as you hate yourselves. And believe me, atheists hate themselves.
Again, I can't hate God because I don't believe in God. I don't hate other people other than, I don't know, priests who abuse children, child molesters, pedophiles. I don't know, anything in general, anyone in general who does any sort of terrible deed. I probably hate them. But usually they're Christian, not atheist. I wouldn't say I hate myself. I'm actually really happy with who I am. Yeah.
They choose the miserable path of separating themselves from the source of life, which is God Almighty and Christ His Son.
I'm pretty sure Islamic people, Jews, Buddhists and Hindus have separated themselves from Jesus, and I'm pretty sure they're doing all right.
The anti-religion, atheist religion has sacred, unholy books.
We don't have any unholy books because we don't believe in that anything is holy. For something to be holy, it would have had to be touched by God, made by a God. And since we don't believe in a God, we can't have unholy texts because we would have to have holy text. I guess this would be one of those books that proves that there is no God. Maybe.
Have gone beyond the certain unalienable rights the founding fathers fought for to provide America with a secular nation wherein the people respected one another.
How did they respect one another when they used the Bible to defend slavery?
In their propaganda war against the God of the Bible and his people, atheists have made America a divided people, using the ACLU to file lawsuits against believers in God at every opportunity.
I'm guessing you're referring to the Kitzmiller versus Dover Area School District case, which was not to divide America. It was simply because a high school was trying to implement creationism into its curriculum, and creationism is a religious belief, and it's not supported by science in any way. And there's that law separating church and state. Maybe that's why they used it.
To take away our freedom of speech to express our faith in God while transforming America into an atheist nation that can only stand in silence before God, which is their no prayer offering they have left us.
We're not taking away your rights. You have the right, children have the right to pray in school. If a child desires to do, I don't know, some sort of prayer in school, they can go ahead and do it. It doesn't matter what religion it is. Simply that a teacher cannot force a child to do prayer of any sort or influence them in their religious belief. Tell them to, I don't know, do a Hail Mary.
They have also taken over the curriculum in the public schools with the unprovable theories for origins to the exclusion of faith in God as the supreme intelligent designer of the universe and life in it.
The theory of evolution is not improvable. It's provable, which is why it's a theory. Intelligent design is not a theory. I'm not sure who Paul Nelson is, but this is something he said in an interview a while ago back in 2004. Easily the biggest challenge facing the ID community is to develop a full-fledged theory of biological design. We don't have such a theory right now, and that's a real problem. Without a theory, it's very hard to know where to direct your research focus. Right now, we've got a bag of powerful intuitions and a handful of notions, such as irreducible complexity and specified complexity, but as yet, no general theory of biological design. If you want intelligent design to be taught in schools, it has to be supported by evidence, and it's not.
So the atheist anti-religion religion has found special favor under the law in America, promoting their doctrines and their condescensions to the depravities of sodomy and killing babies in the womb.
I'm not even going to go into the sodomy part of that argument because that's just stupid, but you're saying atheists are the ones responsible for killing babies in the womb, so I'm going to just infer that's abortions. And if you do minor research, you'll find that in 2009, 37% of the women obtaining abortions identified themselves as Protestants, and 28% identified themselves as Catholic.
Get voluntary prayer back into the classrooms.
Yeah, let's get voluntary prayer. Make the children worship Buddha.
Put teeth back into the law to stop false accusations and slanders and blasphemies of atheists everywhere.
That's not going to happen as long as we have free speech.
And remember, the founding fathers prayed at the Constitutional Convention to the God of the Bible, so we know they meant for voluntary prayers in the classrooms of America.
If the founding fathers wanted there to be some sort of mandatory prayer, they would have had to specify what religion we would have had to follow. I'm just going to infer from your entire video that you want there to be some sort of Christian prayer. But the founding fathers didn't establish the U.S. as a Christian nation. That's why we have freedom of religion. It's kind of like if, George Washington happened to be Hindu, that we suddenly all have to to be forced to do some sort of Hindu prayer in class. That wouldn't pass.
And would have never allowed the wickedness atheists are promoting in our country and in the world.
I'm pretty sure Thomas Jefferson would have been okay with it, counting he wrote the Thomas Jefferson Bible, where he took out all the miracles that Jesus made and all the miracles ever in the Bible. Yeah, read it sometime.
We know atheists are an anti-religion religion. They congregate on YouTube daily to preach their faith worldwide.
We don't congregate. We just kind of post videos for the fun of it. Yeah. All right, that's about my entire video response, I guess. I'm looking forward to your answer, and yeah, bye.